back? I don't know. Okay. So I had to plug in my controller. Well, no, not my controller, my headset, the USB one, don't make fun of me. Okay. Basically, we're just, like, gonna get my reaction of the FNCS. I literally just made the stream. Yeah. Basically, just gonna get my reaction, just, let's go. I cannot miss this, cannot miss this. Right. Yeah, bro. Alright, where is it? Oh, yeah, they're all over there. I'm coming, dude. Wait for me. I can hear it. It's right there, yeah. Come on, dude. Why can't I see gunshots?
You can see where everyone's dropping right now.
Let's go.
And if you notice, the yacht only has one player on it, so I'm interested to see who that player is. Is it Savage? Is it Noah Riley, who came out on top? And of course, who's going to come out of the quarter on top? That is always a question in all of these players' minds.
Right now, you can see cutting over the top of the lake, but switching over to an
Everyone, stop throwing tomatoes. I need this reaction. Stop. Stop it.
Figure out if he's going to be able to go through, pick up any amount of that loot, drop down to this area, see what's going on.
Well, looks like we're just gonna have to get annoyed.
Actually gonna have a contestation in, but
right.
You can see also a number of players off and over just to the southwest of him. So right now, first shot coming out, we talked about those early hunting rifle tags, but not quite going to find again Anas. Game number 2 winner, current first place right now.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Spot to
on
keep that first place, but him right behind him.
Until I saw this video about like FNCS and Battle Royale, and I went straight on Fortnite.
Play to start to make the ground up. Is Vadil gonna get some nice shots?
Shield.
Doug splashes though.
This Travis.
To that player up, the nice Edit's gonna drop the player down.
How does he have a purple
around as well. He's got a box up, but
maybe I just don't get the good loot.
Looking to crash pad on in, using the jump there. He's actually not going to go. He's going to take the wall and the cone on top. And that was so smart to outplay
the double edit.
Advise there.
Well
the double
done,
edit.
Up advise there. We talked about kind of the different types of
he's
crash pads and the
Max.
variations you're able to use. Him jumping up prevented him from falling in. So then, when advised to exit the situation,
what the heck was that?
Over to Sophie Swamp. We watched this fight happen last time.
Benji, my bro. Let's go.
No splitting going on here. This is my side, but Kiriachi now looking to be the predator instead of the prey and closing in on Benji as he's hitting these slurp barrels. So wants to kind of resolve this beforehand. And now, box to box, how do two of the best players in the world close out this box fight? Do they look to take each other on, or are they just kind of trying to disengage the situation?
Have a seat.
Right now, Benji's saying, hey, I need more mats if we're going to go toe-to-toe.
Why is this kid doing TTL?
TTL. Disengaged perfectly, got up, and is out. I also want to point out 35 of the current players also competed in the FNCS Invitational Finals.
Yeah,
so they've been here before. They've been in this grand finals. They know what to do, especially these two players on the screen right now. Is Kiriachi is going to take some damage from Benji, who is keeping that pressure up with that rare tactical shotgun, and now looking to find a creative way inside. Kiriachi actually went up and around. The shots going through, exchanging high ground and exchanging shots. As Benji takes a nice tag there on the Kiriachi.
This is the grand finals, too.
Kiriachi is still pushing. This is exactly what we expect from him. And Benji baiting him to drop down. Kiriachi was ready.
Come on, Benji. Let's go.
In favor of Benji right now.
I'm also supporting Mongol.
The pressure up. Benji going to get tagged up a lot.
Sadly, Mr. Savage didn't qualify. I don't think so, anyway.
That code as the edits come through. Benji going through old builds. This is really good. But once you reset that metal, it's very, very weak. And it's easy to hit. But he's put some distance in between him, Kiriachi, and Dual Media's side.
was about to say, Domina Snipe, hearing the action going on, wants to take a peek inside, but he very well knows who's there, and I'm not sure you want to jump on into that pond.
Wasn't he getting tagged? How is he the only one?
It's more like getting boxed between two sharks. A rock at a hard place. Pick which
Maybe
one and
kill
who's
him.
who. Because
I
Benji,
didn't see that.
right now, just again, looks like he's done enough to fend off Kiriachi. Say, how long are we going to do this for? How long are we going to burn mats
Benji needs
and just sit
mats.
here and force each other back?
He's
because
getting some,
both
but...
of these players are good enough to hold the other off, or at least make them pay for it. If you don't get that initial ambush off of the start, which is why you now see Kiriachi.
Hey, stop gliding in front of it.
Gets some mats before heading back in towards Benji.
You're really being annoying.
And I'm not surprised from Kiriachi. He is very, very aggressive, but we'll have to see if that turns out in any of their favors.
Stop.
And Seventor now being aggressive onto Diablo. Diablo's going to get the initial shots there. And now Seventor can disengage if they want to, but on the edge of zone, it's really hard to disengage because you're trying to run away, then you're just going to get shot in the back, and it's just unfortunate there. So box to box, diagonal to diagonal,
I wish
Diablo
I pick out
Seventor looking to do a little peanut butter edit, look to get that jump shot there. Seventor looking to get any sort of wall thing back, and he does. Yep. Diablo ready for it. The shot comes through the quick reset there. Going to get the tag in favor of Seventor, but still not as much HP there as Diablo. His shots are still coming.
Oh, wait, he got that.
Continued back and forth over these peanut butter edits. That's that triangle edit that you see as he goes in. He goes aggressive with that crash pad.
Nice.
But Diablo was ready for it. Did you see how many edits he had? How many space he had in between him and Seventor? He was predicting that perfectly. But Seventor's ready for the edit. He's ready for Diablo popping up. And he said, you know what? I'll bait the heal out, but I'm going to get that elimination.
Yeah, and a really good job from Seventor there, baiting Diablo into something that he had owned and then committed him to the fight, caught him with the builds out, and then following up with the tactical shotgun. And it's really fruitful to resolve that fight because there was a player boxed up right on the edge of zone who would have been able to rain shots down. And again, if you are just joining that, there's the format on the right-hand side. You can see first round of placement points coming through, top 75, next one at top 50. Then it's every 10 players to fall until we reach top 25. Then it's every 5 players until you're into the top 3. So definitely want to be making those end games, but also 1 point per each elimination.
Oh, let's
Phoenix
go. Carrot, bro.
Second of them.
What? Okay, his name's
Carrot. And he may have taken coolest out of his name, but right now he's the coolest of the authority, picking that elimination up. He's been very, very good.
Why his name's Carrot, but okay.
The open track of the FNCS Invitationals. That happened a couple months ago, but still maintaining prowess over the authority here. He was here back when it was the agency, so dominant performance from Carrot. He's also got the zone there as well. You see him already building up and refarming. In Misty Meadows, however, Ardent looking to set up an ambush like we've talked about, hiding in this little upgrade room. He can catch anybody waiting to upgrade their loot. He's got a great charge to do it with
Ardent is camping. He did actually pretty well in the last game, but now he's just camping.
Will they open it? He set a trap up perfectly. He set a trap
up. Oh my god, I thought that was a real player. Oh wait, there is. God, Uri, you're being so annoying.
There, Ardent, though, not going to be able to spring the trap as Griff was ready for it, and Griff turns the tide.
I didn't even.
Sometimes you set the trap in the bait, but turns out
this kid has the god loot. He has a gold charge and a gold.
As we talked about, he was looking for a slurp fish and instead pulled one of the loot sharks there. Griff.
Is that the only kill he got?
Game number 2 getting eliminated pretty much basically off Ardent trying to spring a
little
bit of an ambush there, but instead going down. So good job on Griff. We saw also had a very impressive run in order to make the qualifier here, but now on board with the 11th
this kid is 17.
Player who we saw be super successful in the heat.
Could you stop grappling on the screen?
Really converted it today. We've consistently seen him towards the top. He was actually 7th coming in, so not doing too bad today, but
is there any rare skins in my
a little bit outside in terms of
there's a DJ under.
Be wanting, averaging a top 27.
Oh my brother.
5 elims total.
Oh wait, I just didn't realize if I held her. That's even further. Okay, okay, you don't have to do that.
It's really, really hard to find all that loot, and you see it in his inventory right now. He does have crash pads, but that common AR is not going to net you a lot of eliminations.
I don't know which is
lower. You're going to have to find a way to upgrade that, whether that be through an impact elimination or finding one naturally as it seems like this is the open side of zone, and that meaning
you two are being really weird.
All around him, he's got a little space to work with.
So weird.
Someone who doesn't have that much space is there's a lot of players nearby. Bad Sniper. He does have 15 points, a decent first couple of games.
Bro, this kid's stacked on that.
There is a player nearby. He's got to be careful with the sniper. And you don't have it. He's going to turn the beams back onto him, but not going to hit it. He is only 22 above Storm Surge, and that is nowhere near safe.
He's not that stacked.
Already ticking down to 19.
Yeah, and that Storm Surge threshold on the right side of your screen there. The number for zone number 3 is 70.
No,
so
go away.
17 players have to go down. Bad Sniper will be starting to look for tags here, but also doesn't necessarily want to overbuild himself too much because he doesn't have a ton of materials and he is out in the open. So if he has a lot of players who opt to end up spamming towards him, it can be difficult. And he's not in the safe zone yet.
Bad
and now
Sniper.
only 4 above. You talked about how kind of that threshold just keeps on ticking. So he's trying to trade some tags out, get himself above. We have Ovation Arion and Smudge closing in on him, as well as 2 players already in the zone and coming back, and this is going to be key. And he got it! Huge tags and the Elam coming on to Meta Shrimsy. Super unfortunate, using the crash pads desperately trying to get in zone, but even with those tags, only 62 above.
And you can tell he's not happy with it. He's already looking to move into zone and set up for another couple tags because he's going to need it. The 62 above just turned to 60 above, and then it's going to turn to 52 above. And you're going to start trickling down that leaderboard as everybody near you looks to get eliminations. But Bad Sniper maybe looking to set up an ambush here onto Kezix. Will be a snipe nearby Sky there as well as a sniper shot is going to ring there. Not actually going to connect onto anybody, but Snipe looking to be aggressive on his tags. Again, is above Storm Surge, but not by much as we see Lechy take down the premises limit there. Snipe, though, has a very good position in zone. He can rotate to his right or his northeast there to really make a play on that side of zone. His shots are going to come through. He heard that sniper shot come through, and that player got tagged up by everybody in Ovation's area.
Oh, the long shot.
Down.
To a single shot going through there, and we talk about it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and it's sometimes worth just throwing the AR bullets over, both for Storm Surge tags, but you might get a little bit of that RNG on your side and pick up the elimination. Somebody else did most of the work, the hunting rifle shot coming through, but he'll be the benefactor there as Kinzel now is going to put some pressure here onto Flopper Michael. Again, a number of players still under that Storm Surge tag, so you can expect passive players to push through Storm Surge. Will impact the players who have done the least amount of damage to opponents, but Flopper Michael punishing Kinzel there, who was under that pressure, as 4 more players will need to go down before it turns off. Controller 007 picks up Maestro. Gambit's Moaka also goes down. Flopper Michael also under pressure here. He was the player who had the brilliant crash pad play yesterday. And he set up another one here and end up converting, as now we're swing on over to Anas. Get a nice little replay. See what's going on here. Chaining the crash pads, landing directly on top of the player and catching him over on the side. Sven, what are you doing? Cover your back, man. You can't be doing that on the edge of the zone. But Anas pushing himself further out towards the lead. Don't forget, he was in first place with 28 points, now sitting on 30, courtesy of the elimination and the first placement threshold.
Is that kid on
Very
mobile, like the edit?
I realized that he was being ambushed here as
like
well.
It did a block
they quickly got out of the situation. Now Andy looking to be aggressive and looking to push. The shots are still coming through. Anas continues his dominant solo performance. He plays 16 in the solos.
Best mobile player, guaranteed.
In DreamHack, and he's recently been turning
online. If this guy's on mobile, then
you know, in these last couple months, it's been really great to see him come into someone who could become a legend, especially after being picked up by that organization. With this disengage, though, it nets him a lot. He's able to refarm some of this metal as well if he wanted to hit that fence there. Refarm a lot of this wood as well. Benji picking up an elimination is good for him. But Anas, while he was in a good spot, now he's being pinched by these players.
And I believe he also had a pretty solid performance at DreamHack Anaheim, flying out to that land and making it to the grand final there, but now hopping on board. Another player who was there, Bad Sniper, though, under pressure from Atlantis' Lechy. Trying to get in the box, Bad Sniper disengaging. Does have plenty of shields and floppers if he can make the space, however. Now in the zone, and that's a 2-tick zone that as soon as it passes over and it closes, it's going to go to a 5-tick zone. So Bad Sniper is going to have a lot of the pressure here in terms of having the chug splashes and having the floppers compared to Lechy. Don't know his loadout, but doubt he has
Don't eat a flopper right in front of me.
Going to be punished there. Yep. No additional white heals coming
out. I have a fish skin and I'm on fish armor.
For Bad Sniper there, and he has a relatively clear path to the zone now.
You're on
You can
70
see
health.
on
Don't
that bottom
you
right
do
hand
it.
corner, only 1 or 2 players who are going to be in as well.
Don't.
And that's always
At
unfortunate.
least I
Getting
don't get to
eliminated in the
witness
zone
it.
as you're just trying to rotate through. As Anas doing the same. He's got white heals, but it's only in bandages, and he is popping them this time, but he's got to be careful. This elimination will net him so much. It'll give them loot, and if that player has any white heals as well, it'll be so good as Andy is staying more healthy than Anas. The zone, once it closes, like you said, 5-tick, and now it goes down. Shots are going through between each other.
5-tick?
And he's got that flopper. He's going to be able just to outlive Anas here unless Anas makes a play, but no.
Don't witness.
Anas going down, and that's number 1
Don't witness.
out
Don't
of the
witness.
game.
Don't witness.
Nas being taken out there. The pressure from the storm, the 5
No!
Andy eating all the cabbages,
Wait.
has
Alright,
knows
good,
exactly
that was
where they went,
cabbages.
directly into his stomach there. Also has the floppers and the bandages as
No.
well. So
No!
I'm actually going to argue that he should have used the bandages there and allowed
Why?
the cabbages to tick himself over the top.
Are you
but instead going to
kidding?
pop that flopper, going to limit some of his mid-game and
No.
later game options there, but opting for safety is now swing on board with reason. Relatively
that's
solid
Sky and
performance,
Kit
was in 9th
pin.
coming into this game, currently sitting on
Oh
18
my
points. He has a
days, what the
decent
heck?
loadout for the end game. However, a long rotation he's going to have to make here, Clark.
Hey, Travis.
And he has no crash pads and only 1 pepper. He's going to have to get creative with it, whether it be third party.
Okay, now you're
just
gonna
like
be annoying.
we did see Scram fall. Rezon just going to hop
It's
in, and that's
purple
going to
on
be
the screen.
DCH, who is not
kill.
expecting it. You have to reset those walls. You cannot
Stop.
afford to make those
Bruh.
mistakes right now.
This
Like,
is
actually.
Grand Finals in Europe, the most played in region, arguably the most aggressive and
Bruh,
most talented
stop.
region as well. If you are able to convert on
swear,
elimination,
Sky.
please do
swear,
everything possible and make sure you're safe. It's all about covering yourself up afterward and allowing yourself to be in a position to continue on in the game. And Reason is so good at capitalizing on others' mistakes. Now notice, build up on the high ground, use those hard materials to make sure he's established and safe. But for
He's got
Scorpy,
orange.
trying to
He's
encroach
got
a little bit on
orange
this real
ones.
estate, and that's the fights you're going to see. Reason opting to drop down and just
Yeah, just
return to his
use it
safety
on
as
you.
everyone else is going to rotate into the
God.
zone. This is zone number 4. So priority positioning is going to be towards the outside.
I
We're
see
gonna be keeping
Mongrel.
an eye on who ends up
Mongrel,
going towards high
my
ground,
dude.
and then who is slaying out
Let's go
on that
in the
low.
metal build.
Easy able to make it here. Another player able
Mr.
to make it into this
Savages!
game is going to be Savage.
Yeah,
And
Mr.
with that
Savage
off-spawn
qualified.
elimination
Let's
on the Noah
go.
O'Reilly,
All
I'm
my
assuming
three
with that
qualified.
elimination there, Noah O'Reilly went down early. It's got to be Mr. Savage taking him down, but as you see, that is coming through. Nice and pick up there by Savage, but someone trying to capitalize on him. Scott's coming through. He's going to pick up a double heat. He's going to go down. Queasy
My
going to
God,
go down.
this kid's
Pressure's
cracked.
not done yet. The crash pad's coming in, and the crash pad master, Mr. Savage, going to be able to pick some up there.
Had to go
And he's ready
P90
to
or
fight. He's
something.
ready to go aggressive. But
Oh, wait, no,
someone
yes,
on
crash
top of him.
pad. Season-
Going to be bad sniper there, trying to box right and box the
Oh,
box. Steady there
is that
as well.
Mongrel? Is that
Savage
Mongrel?
really needs to make a play to
Oh,
get
no,
out of
that's,
this. Going
that's
up
Savage.
into an old build will get him out for
That's
now.
Mongrel.
And what a
In his metal
phenomenal
build.
heads-up play. That's what
Is
you
that-
do when
was
you
that
get
him?
elimination.
That's
You
not him.
realize there's more players nearby you,
Froggy.
and you take them out as well.
Froggy, you did.
And Exqueezy picking up an elim there. I believe
You
that was
died
on
by
Felix, but we have our
Flois
top
last
50. So
match.
Storm Surge turning back off, second placement point going
Sorry, I did-
over. And don't forget, this is game number 3, so we're
19
about to
points,
be
so that's-
at the midway point. This
I think
is a
that's more than
fantastic
Flois. I
opportunity
don't know.
with a nos down for somebody else to unseat him and become that.
What
front runner.
is
We talk
Mongrel,
so
though?
much about momentum and whether or not you can hang on,
Froggy.
and whether or not you can get running. And Froggy, a player who thrives on momentum, finding a key elim there on the backside of the zone.
Bruh,
using the launch
scrim-
pad, then
the-
getting in
the
on priority.
scrimmage in
Half
these
half out.
tournaments
Now closing in after this, it will
are
be all
insane.
moving zones.
Except
It's
from the
all
ones
about
that
making
contender
sure you're
players
safe,
can play,
finding
but, like,
rotations, figuring out
champion
whether or
players,
not you're able
bruh,
to
the
get to that next
scrimmage.
zone, and then trying to punish players
Was that-
around you who aren't doing it as good as you.
Where's Mongrel?
Lewick looking to capitalize on someone not paying attention to
Gambit.
their wall. You see,
Thick, bro.
inside the cone, just sitting there waiting.
Thick, bro.
Good crash pad. We've seen it before. We saw it go against Benji. There's Hidden. He's going to fall as well. Hidden goes down. What a big elimination there. Another player near the top of the leaderboard going down. Safik falling as well. Lewick is dropping down, though. He knows there's players riding below him, and he wants a piece of the action because he's only got 53 builds. He definitely needs to find something. His ammo lacking as well. 5 shots with that charged shotgun is going to
44
go
people.
through in an instant in this end game, so he has to pick up an elimination. He also does not have priority on rotation as it's pulling away from him. Or crash pads in his inventory will allow him to rotate, but not as effectively as some of these other players, and he set this trap. He's waiting for this player to just make the wrong edit and go out, but I doubt
kid. I hate these kids, bro. Where they just literally camping their builds and then they just have to charge out.
I wasn't sure if that player was on the cone. He finds the 83 tag and then follows up right away. ADN going down in 41st, misses the placement point, so a huge pick going right there. Mr. Savage still in the lobby as well. We're into the moving circles. That's the late game. You're going to start seeing players burning utility, using all their builds, just trying to get to that next safe zone and avoid fire from their opponents. But you also have to watch out for those sharks and those aggressive players, the playmakers, and the ones who are going to be the ones driving the action as we're on board here. The dual media snipe currently below the threshold for the storm surge, but that should turn off shortly here. Only 7 players need to fall. Dual media snipe will add into it right now, pushing himself above by taking out Griff and potentially finding a nice little upgrade there in terms of his. Yep, he will get the legendary shotgun in there as well. And we're closing in on top 30 as 7-Tor picks up Nate.
Top 30.
And with Snipe's inventory, he had 7 crash pads. That's what you want in this meta. You want to have as many crashes as you can. As bad Sniper is going to be caught trying to take a shield. Bongo's in this game. X-Weeze is in this game. Letwick is in this game as well. We have yet to see Savage go down. Flow is in this game here. Rifla as well. 2 eliminations, 79 builds. We'll see if he's going to be able to get any more.
Septos is also still up. We saw him there on the wide. That was the player who was in 3rd. He should be able to push up.
Oh, Mongrel hits.
Every 5
I don't know if Mongrel hits
Mountains
or if that's someone else.
Takes out Cartoon. 7-Tor gets Sebi closing in on top 20.
I know that
That's
Mongrel
another point going over.
gets
As now
installed in
Rifla
Mountains.
looking to add his name to that list of the Become Legends players pushing their way up the leaderboard. But Deceptos picks up Wanloss and Savage picks up Z Andy. So still a who's who of top players left, but that's everyone in the lobby. As Thomas HC gets another one. Mongrel picks up an Elam and Rifla ends Mr. X's run. Skype also getting orange. 2 more players will need to drop before we close in on that.
No, Mongrel died.
Also gets Mongrel, but the question is who's on the high ground and is there caddy loot? And right as I say that, Thomas HD with that mythic shockwave launcher. Can we make it? 3 out of 3. Rifla though, bottom right hand corner of your screen. Media snipe, top right hand. 5 Elams for snipe, 3 for Rifla. Thomas on the high ground and the wide on your left.
And Thomas using it so well, but Rifla is doing just as well as he's being aggressive there on the players who leave. That's going to be a squeeze in the box as he is
7 players remaining.
On the high ground right
6
now, but
players.
Rifla is putting on a show. Snipe as well, 5 eliminations. Ludwig going to get taken down there by Fadil. I'm going to take down another one as they're going up the mountain. He's reloading that shotgun because he's going to need it as crash pads going through. 6 eliminations there for him. 4 for Rifle in the bottom right. Thomas
5 people.
We're going up
top
the mountain.
5.
Needs to get up. Go to Skype. Very low HP. Skype's out of builds as well. He's more likely going to take over to the zone as well as Keen. Rifle. Very, very healthy. Crash pad up for high ground. Thomas HD going to take it for now. Dual media snipe though being aggressive. He's going for it. He does not secure it. Thomas HD in zone. Not as healthy as dual media snipe now. Rifle with the RPG trying to throw it down. Shots coming on through. Kane gonna go down. Sky gonna be the one to do it, so he stayed on through the mountain. The HP wasn't enough, but Snipe with 6 eliminations, player right on the edge of his box. He's gonna take down Snipe. And now Snipe versus Thomas versus Rifla. There's RPG's gonna go through. You may have Kid Shockwave Launcher, but I've got a shotgun for you, says Rifla, as he takes him down. 5 eliminations. Rifla versus
1v1.
Snipe on the logo.
Rifla. I believe in you, dude. You have Kit in that. How will you lose?
Will he be able to do it?
You have
Kit in a bad spot, though. Does he have floppers? Does he have anything to make it work? Does he have any build? Shots go through. Does that build's dropping down? Shockwave's not going to be a factor here. RPG going to be used. Rifle concerned on only using that. And I think this may be the key to picking up the victory royale. A lot of builds remaining here for him. This is the game. Snipe is running out. RPG going down. That should be the shot. And it is. He gets the tag. Drops down. Shotgun for the victory royale.
And brilliant decision from Rifle, opting to use the actual rocket launcher instead of that mythic shockwave launcher because the zone pulled back over old builds he needed to destroy them.
Kit stuff always coming clutch.
So rather than
every single time I get Kit, I just destroy.
Secures the victory royale, and he says to his org mates, "It's not about you right now. It's about me." I'll seize this opportunity. 3 games down. 3 games left. Zeke, Bala, Shio, please let us know what's going on because this is so tense at the top. This is absurd. What if I look on sprays? Do I have it? I fed out.
It is absolutely tense at the top. I mean, EU is firing on all cylinders today, and it is an all-out battle at the top, we have to take a look at the standings. Now, we know coming into this game, Anas was holding that number 1 spot. But the question becomes, how many points has he racked up in that last game? And does he still hold that number 1 spot?
I think it's going to be a dead heat at the top. I mean, it's neck and neck for
Bro,
so
Rashford
many different people because
off
we've seen this kind of bounce all around. Everybody wants to be involved in this race.
And Deceptos is the one who's all the way in the lead in first place. 32 points, 9 eliminations, and he's playing so well that he doesn't even need a victory royale.
No, he doesn't. Not at all. Flawless is up there. He kind of had that first moment, that game 1 win, and Anas will clap back. And then Rifle, it's kind of in order there, but all the players who won the games are literally tied up at 30 points. It's all about elims. There's even a further tie for Anas and Rifle.
Yeah, things are going so fast, even past that.
Surely
From
Benji's
6th to 10th,
streaming,
Rezon
right?
is still holding on to his spot. Froggy, who was 2nd, is now in 9th. But Thomas HD, Letwick, these legend status names are just doing everything they can. It is not enough to keep up with the top 5.
And Rifle is showing he belongs in that top 10, right? Coming off his first game, an 11th place with his 2
That kid sounds like Ninja, the guy that's
73rd
talking
place,
now.
and now the victory out with 6 eliminations. These are the swings we need to see if people want that number 1 spot.
And there are swings happening. There might not all be seen because you can see it. Vidil in 19th place. He just had a very significant game. Look at the elims for him. He's actually tied up with those players up at the top of the leaderboards in terms of elims. He just needs to convert on some of these other games to make it really count.
Yeah, everyone past the top 10 are still hungry, and if they can't make these end games, just look at the elims for everyone. Carrot, Squeeze, AR Baffo, they're past 5. They're fighting in that mid game, in the early game, doing whatever they can to get points and stay relevant after game 3 in this competition.
Guys, we are off to the races. We are halfway through this sprint, and we can see the finish line there. The question is, who will cross first?
The blocks are off. The starting blocks are completely off. These guys are off to the races, like you said. And we're kind of trying to see who's going to catch up when we get to the finish line. We're basically halfway there. And at this point, just trying to extend the lead until we get towards those final games and start dashing towards the win.
It's the annoying
you gotta pace yourself, though, right?
I saw an error, but it's not him.
Leaderboards. These guys
nope, but we have a Sun Strider.
To start with, are now not being able to hold on to the first place slot, and it's about first place Zeke.
Oh, there he is.
Man, there's only one Axe of Champions to go around. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, as you mentioned, Ball, that we did miss out of this last game. You got to break it down for us, man.
That we do. There are so many things for these guys doing. It's kind of a freestyle on some attempts. Snipe for him. Long range charge shotgun shots on players like Bad Sniper who started the day off so strong, but Snipe will start to rise. And there's another one. He's just looking through these small peak boxes, just the space in the end game to build up the box and get more of these. Every time you look out, there's so many people fighting to try to stay alive.
Yeah, you mentioned Vidil, who was very much alive in that last game, getting a record amount of 5 eliminations so far in his run in these grand finals. After that, still looking for more for everyone who was in this foot race. It was intense. They wanted to have a leg in the competition.
And we said it. Things that were missed. 7 Tor goes off on a spree, back-to-back elims, and he does it so well. There are so many people here in his lane, but for most of them, it's a false start in this endgame.
Yeah, he was sticking beside that storm so much.
It's really
shots from box to box.
No, that was he died.
After
that was
one
goal.
Himself, if he couldn't get things from range, he was right.
I think this was the kid that hit the flopper too.
Like
Savage died.
Moved past that though, and still played a phenomenal game, ending somewhere near top 15.
He got both
of
them.
But there's no signs of anybody lapping anyone else, except for maybe the Become Legends guys. There's so many of these names starting to push up towards the top, and look at that.
Oh, Raffler,
2 players looking to lobby focus on the same person, and it works out for one, but then the player who he actually had taken a little bit from ends up getting put down. That was Snazy too.
Yeah, it was a rough run for Riflicker. Just look at all the things he had to overcome. Box to box while getting third party, still got the elimination down, got to hold down the wall, and the coolest RPG shot after this awesome elimination on a Thomas HD I've ever seen. Clay was saying it was hard to actually get to this reloads down, get these power weapons situated, but he shoots an RPG, catches himself with a waterfall, and then connects with a drop down charge pump. What a play.
Oh, it was
what
nice.
a shot at the end. That is ridiculous. We've seen that a number of times from the Caddy launcher players. Kit Shockwave launcher is so good, but in that case, he doesn't opt to use it at all, just relies on his pure instincts.
Dude, that's all it takes sometimes. Sundown likes to say it best. Some days you just have to make sure you can hit your shots better than someone else. And for Rifle, that's what we're seeing. He's like, hey, big time to make the moves. It's happening now. Now, guys, as the competition does heat up, we need to cool down. We have 3 games left before we make an FNCS champion. But with that being said, we're going to step away. When we return, we'll have the conclusion from Europe. See you guys in 5.
All right. 5 minutes to mess around. All right. Hi, Yellow Jacket. But look at all the FNCS things. What's this? That looks cool. We got the rocket from season 10, I think. Is that Chaos Agent behind it? Yeah. You just did 2 sprays. I think you got that from the free battle pass. I don't know. The Adventure Time tree. Jake invited me to a PS5. Oh yeah, get the tomatoes in case someone. Yeah, get the tomatoes in case someone gets the person that I want to win. I have how many time left? 4 minutes. All right. That's gonna be enough, right? Alright, it's 15 per time. That's 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48. I lost count. I'll just get it whenever. I'll just do the count whenever I get stuff. Alright, let's go. Alright. 75 tomatoes. Okay. 3 minutes. How many time left? 3 minutes still. Well, 2 actually. 2.5. Oh, fishy! Fishy! Take that. I'm the only good fishy in this town. And keep car. The kid has the Squire shield or the other shield. What's it called? Oil shield or anything like that. 1 minute and 45 seconds in. These are the Asiagram finals. Well, highlights. 30 seconds, dude.
Hello and welcome back to continued coverage of the FNCS Grand Finals. I'm your host, Zeke, joining us here on the desk as analysts. We got Shyway, we got Ball at TW. Gentlemen, we are halfway through the leg of this race, and these last 3 games are going to dictate who walks away as an FNCS champion. We're just going to get back into it because we have games on deck, so we're sending it back over to our casters, Sundown and Clay Sailing, to get us into the action. Take it away, boys.
Thank you so much, Zeke, Shio, and Bala, and welcome back, everyone. This is game number 4 of the EU FNCS Finals. 3 games have been down, and we're also jumping a little bit into this one so we can stay up to date. Clay, what do you think of the action so far?
It has been tense, and it is going to be a nail-biter coming into this game. As we saw, the top is only separated by a few points, and there was a 3-way tie there. The third, of course, it all breaks down based on tiebreakers, but our Victory Royale winners are in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. As Deceptos is in 1st with no Victory Royales. We're hopping on board here first, though, with Thomas HG. He was able to get Shockwave Launcher and that Mythic Charge Shotgun in the inventory. Will he go aggressive in the mid-game, though, however, is the question.
And that's what he's looking for right now. We talked about just how valuable that mythic loot is coming out of Caddy. He also has all of the excess shields and the guaranteed launch pad that comes from the vault, but you still have to execute on the rotation because while it is super valuable, everyone and their mother and their grandmother and probably their 3rd and 2nd cousins and that one person you talked to in 3rd grade the one time as you were at the water fountain, they all want this mythic loot. It is so strong, particularly in solos when it comes to maintaining high ground control in the end game, which allows you to convert at a much higher percentage at actually closing out the game.
And Thomas is no stranger to doing that. We've seen him do it before many, many times, but today, winless on the day. There's still 3 more games for him to get this win, but getting tagged up in this early portion of the game is hard for you and for your loot because you have to invest time, you have to invest math and those shields to use it there. As we see Kiriachi going to fall there in the feed. Thomas has to be careful about going for shots like that. Standing still is never okay in Fortnite because it will always get you tagged up. He was luckily able to avoid it.
And Thomas HD knows all about that, known for being one of the best and most accurate players in Europe, particularly with those hunting rifles and sniper rifles, and able to punish the players looking to throw those shots in there and to rack up damage for Storm Surge. That's what we talk about when it's all about the tags going through there. But now we're going to take a look at a quick little replay here there.
My fishy!
Let's go. Able to pick up an elam as
that's actually
here, but I believe he fell right after that.
Imagine running into the game.
And he was normally, as he does end up falling to SD, he, in the gas station, has been changing up loot spots every single game today, and it doesn't seem to be working out after his great performance in that first game.
And Wolfie is actually also going down to himself there, which to me indicates he probably might have gone to RPG too close there. Wasn't a storm signal going off, so he will be taken out, and we saw him go down early last game as well. Rifle actually going to yoink that elimination away there. As you can see, Thomas trying to close.
What the hell just happened? I think I just got kicked out. What? How did I disconnect? How? Are you kidding? Oh wait, a new outfit? I didn't even realize. Oh, there. That looked kind of fire though. Dream! Fearless? You did vibing. Vibing. What is that? I can't believe it actually kicked me at the game. That's sad. I don't know if I can go in again. I think I can. It's the finals, I need to see this. It's the grand finals, I need to see this. Right, I'm in a party royale match. Alright, here we go. Alright, where is it? Am I in private? No, I'm definitely not in private, and there's a dynamo. It's not, first mongrel, because, he's in the dormant. Oh, Borderlands skin, though. Right, where's the, thing again? Please don't tell me this annoying people again. Yeah, see, it's all the way over there. Oh. Let's go.
He's in a good spot. Someone, however, not in a good spot is Arden. As Hin
Oh,
takes him down very, very low. Arden
oh wait, this is the end game. I need to see this. I need to.
From him.
This dynamo is
Storm
mine.
was on his back, forcing him to rotate through. Your Hen also good job dropping down, picking up whatever he could get there, because you notice not a ton of materials coming over just below the elimination counter to the right of his name.
You're not doing that
total number of builds he has
can,
available as it does start ticking down. So only about a third of the maximum available, because when you're in the competitive mode, there is a mat cap. It's not 999 metal, 999 wood, 999 brick. No, you can only carry 500 of each, which ends up equating to 150 total builds. Is now we're going to switch on over to an initial replay here of Hen putting pressure down towards the fight and getting kind of this first damage onto Ardit, and it's just like a really good job making sure he's closing this out. And you can see because the storm is pressing up on the back,
and then gets a kill.
Doesn't have the supplies or anything to really get past well. Hen. He's just forced to go.
Is this ending in Holly, really? One of the most boring places, but also one of the most popular places. I mean, it's not really popular, but like, no.
And we're the Holly Hedges.
Get
That's
out the
really
way.
good for players like Rezon.
I'm streaming.
Who have not had to move this entire game as it's
Sorry,
coming to a
dude.
close here. He's got a good position
go.
in zone as well as we see a lot of players go down. Storm Surge will be a factor in this next zone as it starts to close. We only need 10 players, however. A little bit less than the players alive as this was a harder rotate for some players to make. Deceptos, however, is in first, is not slowing down at any moment in time. Constantly looking for tags, constantly looking for picks, constantly looking for anything he can to continue to spread his lead even more because he was only in the lead before this by 2 points. Now will definitely be in the lead by at least 3 with that elimination, but that's not going to be enough for him. He wants to be 10, 15 points, however many more he can increase. That's what he wants to be, and he's actually following the path of Rezon right now.
Fed, go away.
And trying to do his best to play Fortnite as a platformer, just hitting all those crash pads, but unfortunately missing the second one, and he could end up paying for it as the spray comes through. And now he's going to be forced to burn some of the shields there, make sure he gets himself back up. You do see Rifla moving past him there. That was the match number 3 winner, trying to continue his momentum and rolling forward as now back on board here with Deceptos. Burned 2 of his minis and one of the big pots. Also down to just 62 builds and 2 crash pads from a player right next to him, not owning the wall. He follows up 1, 2, 3 shots, but then he needs to back off right away because he picked up racks. But then another player squeezing in towards the end. And this is that 4th circle kind of crunch we talk about where everyone's piling in, establishing their box on the edge of the zone, trying to pull the half in, half out, but not get eliminated and not end up being the focus of other players. That's why you see kind of these different apartment buildings kind of being segmented off towards the side as now we swing on over.
Go away.
Stacey right by him. But Tayson currently throwing some great shots and in an awesome gatekeeping position.
And in a very good spot because there's no one really looking at him in that area. Now, if zone does not pull where he
said stop.
He will be in an awkward spot. But
I will break
you see
your
a shot
legs.
coming through the background, hitting some players. Somebody else down below just trying to stave off the pressure. The lobby spray coming through. And that's what happens when you be a little bit of a loot goblin. Is Milan going to go down? But
I hate annoying
he's not
people.
looking to get another elimination there. So someone else trying to rotate out as well. A lot of shots going down. Everybody firing. He finds the man's literal foot there. He's getting the shot down to him, but I think that elimination is going
you
to
are starting to get annoying now. Go away.
The second elimination, but at least able to pick up 1.
Bruh, go away. Go away.
Right, trying to get around, or Vidal picking up Pinky there, trying to get around and rotate the side using kind of the water and the path that was there. But both the Sharks and the lobby focus.
Bro, I'm getting voice chat
already established themselves in the zone, meant the late rotate wasn't going to pay off. As now, look at the players who are all stacked on top of each other here. We're going to hop on board with Letwick, who's going to pick up Flop and Michael. We are inside the
top 50,
so second placement point has gone over. Now back on board with Letwick again, trying to push through and find a second.
But you're so annoying.
Going to get down. That was the match number 3 winner, so still plenty
you're
of the top
such a
players
weirdo.
left in this one.
Why are you such a weirdo? You know what?
Continuing to push this advantage, but
I'm at him, and I'm not telling you he's a fucking weirdo after this.
But no extra minis. This is not what he wanted from that loot. He was hoping for big shields, chug splashes, any more minis there, but not able to get it. Maybe wonder if Rifle was able to steal some of those away as he decides to disengage and actually ends up letting near Slick there. The Strokey down there as well. Slender, Vidal, Squeezy, Tayson down there as you see them panning through. Rifle, though, in a very good spot to look at anybody crash padding into zone of shots. Continuing to hit here for him is
Jake, I'm not gonna join.
Beautifully through the air. Milan will fall. They're running out of AR ammo, though, so this is concerning. He's not able to pick up any of these eliminations. It's not really worth it.
Yeah, he's desperately looking for the siping because he doesn't have a big pot to pick himself over. This is the half in, half out zone, so he's just trying to keep the players from rotating in. But as you see in the bottom right-hand corner, pretty much everyone has already made it right to the edge of the circle. So once we move into zone number 6, aka the moving zones and the late game, it's all going to be about the rotation priority. This is the late game, match number 4. All of the top players are still in it, so keep an eye on that top left corner and who's taking down who, as all of them are capable of winning this game and closing out the victory route.
Gonna be a
40
weirdo
players
again.
remaining. The zone's going to close here, and we'll have the first reveal of the moving zones. You can see Rifla, Deceptos, 7 Tor, Steelix, Bion God, all the players directly on top of each other. Floki, Thomas, HD, Vato, so many players stacked right towards this edge, and nobody has priority on the zone. Everybody is going to be forced to rotate. Look in the bottom right-hand corner. Pretty much the entire lobby is on the south side, and you have to go northwest. This is going to signal a ton of early crash pads, early launch pads, and then players who don't have that utility either looking to recycle it from opponents or just branch out right away. And here it goes. The crash pads and the launch pads are out.
Rifle choosing to just launch instead of recycle because he doesn't want to rely on that volatility that is the Fortnite lobby. You see, looking around and scouting everything that he can. He wants as much information as he can. SMG is out. We haven't seen any SMG plays here in competitive Fortnite because not a lot of players are prioritizing it as an RPG is going to come through. Rifle going to take a lot of damage, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this one. 29 HP. He does have mini shields in his inventory, and you see he did get out, and he is going on the aggression. He has to go forward, and he needs to realize that he's got to be careful. He also needs this. He desperately needs to get elimination, challenging high ground there, and now dropping down.
With attack anyway.
MCS X Squeezy has just picked up a huge elimination. Deceptos going down. Anas also going down. X Squeezy got picked up right before that, but the two top players are now out. This is Rifle's opportunity to stamp it. Hen is out as well. That's another player who is top 6 going into it. All of the legends are dropping, and Rifle is saying, it's my opportunity to shine. He won match number 3. Can he turn it around? He picks up Slicks as well, saying, I'm the best of us right now.
I feel like Rifle is going to win the FNCS for some
Top 25
reason.
Going through another placement
I don't know why,
threshold,
but he's popping
can
off.
he execute from the low ground, now hopping up into the mid ground as we get a look at the wide and everyone else rotating through, but back on board with Rifle. Already 4 eliminations and pushing for that next placement threshold at top 20 as Janice picks up Thomas. Shrimsy also going down, another point ticking over, and that's a round 40 for Rifle.
This is really good to see, but he's got to keep going. He can't get stuck in the zone like this. That's exactly what's happening. He's being held out. Shots come through. Not able to connect on him, and he's going to tick over to zone. 41 points is what he's finished on for this game. So anybody over 41 or close is going to look to challenge. Janus on the high ground. Ludwig in the mid ground. Tayson there as well. Smudge and Stacey, Vadil, PCH, and Scrib there. That's your top, 11, 10 players there. As Janus is looking just to spray everybody. PCH rotating through that second high position, looking to get anything going there as Interact is hiding behind Ludwig there. We get a lot of wides coming through as Janus is trying to pressure down there. I believe with that pistol there, or maybe an AR, doesn't really have much to work with. It seems like
is that Mr. Savage?
Not increased. Is Tayson going to get tagged on up? Smudge and PCH added. Scrib trying to make their rotation through. Slender on the low ground as well as Stacey. PCH is unfortunately going to fall. Interact going to be there as well. But right now on your screen, 3 eliminations, looking to make it more. 9 total players remaining. That Craftsman got floppers. Scrib is going to fall there. Badil trying to rotate with the last little bits of mats that he's got, and he's got enough hard mats to make one more box, and then he's going to have to make a play. As everybody making plays down below, he's just trying to hold out. He doesn't want to drop down right away. Stacey going down. Nice shot there on the Tayson. It's a mythic loot there, but he's not going to be able to pick it on up. Everybody falling. Bunch going down as well. Floppers being popped here. Does he have enough HP to pop and make it in his zone? The Floppers are going to help him. Ludwig going to go down. He was up there near the points as well. Janice, maybe it'll take
that's the mythic bird. Yeah, it is. Imagine this kid wins in some. Like, there's no way he's making that.
Zone, trying to mini up, trying to get prepared. As Slender is going to go into the zone. The shotgun launcher is here. Janice going to lose high ground there.
Instant height.
Does he have enough HP to keep it? Does he have enough mats to keep it as well? But he's dropping down, being used. Everyone being flown.
Where's top 3 so intense?
Oh,
Travis gets dead.
Now in a 1v1 scenario, Janice launches himself in his zone. Oh no! This is not what he wanted. He didn't want that, but Shockwave hits a lot of damage. And now
my God, this is insane.
Slender has to make a play. Shockwave's being used, and I don't know if there's enough Shockwaves left in the game to get Janice to win, but he's got the HP. He's got the shotgun shot. He's got the pressure. But can he find it? Can he find the angle that he needs? He's going to have to drop down sooner or later. The zone. Look out, one more, but the jump up dub.
Yeah, kid.
Slender with the 4 eliminations, the victory royale, 25 points coming out and executing from the low ground. Janice, unfortunately, not able to close it out with the shockwave launcher, but a good defense coming out from Slender there. And 4 matches are down with just 2 games remaining. Who will walk away with that #1 spot in Europe? Zeke, Bala, Shio, break it down for us. Let us know what we're looking for.
There's a lot of things that we are looking for, and right now there's actually some we have yet to see, and the leaderboard is going to help uncover what it is we're missing, because there's a shark hiding in the shadows as we are running through this race toward this finish line. Boys, first off, big congratulations there to Slender. I like the victory royale, and I like the defensive route he needed to take there to keep Janice away from getting that win.
Absolutely, and now we're going to be looking at the ramifications of that game and what it's going to look like going into the final slots over here for Europe. For the standings, in first place, is it someone new? What's it going to be? No, Rifla is still holding on to that top spot, 41 points in total, now almost leading the pack, right behind Vidil in eliminations, has that win in case of the tiebreaker, but he is dominating game after game, so consistent.
The two players I want to highlight, because what we're talking about consistency, these guys are converting the most. Rifle has actually had a second or third zone fall, which actually pushes his average placement way out. And if that happens again, that is dangerous. Whereas Deceptos and Letwick, they've only had one game where they've fallen out of the 4 in around the top 40 area, which is actually converting on a little bit of elims, but otherwise, too, they're pushing deep into the top 10 on every game that they make it into that end game. So that is very, very crucial looking forward. I think it's going to be a duel between Deceptos and Letwick.
I mean, they are pulling away from the pack. Look at the top 3 down to top 10. You're looking at an 11-point differential. And don't forget, Flois was the first winner on the day. He got the first victory royale. Well, we see this a lot, right? Whoever starts strong, they tend to fizzle.
Still, though, like, everyone always has this expectation that it's possible for these players in 20th place, in 30th place to bounce back up. I would usually agree, but after watching EU today, it is the same players we're seeing alive in Endgame. When we say these guys just need 7 or 11 points, that means getting to the top 10. And for a lot of these guys like Steelix, Snazy, yes, they're playing well, but are they there consistently? That is the big question.
Alright, Mongrel's not top 10.
Yeah, that it will be. Bad Sniper, 21st right now. Mongrel also middling around 22nd. That's not where these guys want to be going into the final 2 games, but there's still a chance. We all know when it comes to 6-game grand finals that the final 2 games mean so much.
No matter what, these guys want to get better than anyone else around them, want to place higher. So all the way till the final game, the competition will stay high.
We got to think, man. 2 games left. It's wild to think we've been doing this for like 3 weeks now, and now we get to look at the conclusion, see who will hold the Axe of Champions high, and after 2 games, we'll have a new FNCS champion. Now, guys, we were kind of talking about players, the shark in the water, and it's none other than Deceptos, who is finding himself in that 2nd place. We haven't seen him much on broadcast, so what has this guy been doing?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be a group effort here, but 100% we'll break it down in just a sec. Deceptos has basically been going, as you said, Zeke, through those shadows, right? He's been playing around other players and how, you know, kind of pop-offy they've been. They're kind of showing overall exactly what they can do and break down in front of everyone else. And while they're taking the spotlight, that's the word I was looking for, Deceptos is operating in that background. He's getting everything these players are not looking at or seeing.
Yeah, there's so much to actually consider when getting into Deceptos' game plan because, like I said, he's converting on these end games. I want to find out how. I want to find out where this man is dropping and how he's actually transitioning into the end game. Because, like I said, it's so important. But these are some of the things he missed. He's in top 10 right here, 2 eliminations, and he still makes a couple count. While some at the top, like Rifle, might be having a little bit more impact in terms of elimination, he's making it count for placements.
And this is exactly how he gets his game started. Let's actually break down what he
that.
does every single game, specifically that last one too. Landing somewhere near Lazy Lake, actually taking a back alley loop path all the way across the map, picking up so many houses that people will get to later on faster than them, and then getting into these positions, these boxes fast, where he has control and can drop down these shotgun shots in really crazy angles.
And this game right here was actually Deceptos' first game where he ended up falling after that top 50 mark, so he got the 2 placement points. But what he did do is actually fight a little earlier, grab that elim on Bad Sniper, and then has the awareness to recognize that Arax is in the box next to him. He'll convert, but after those 2 fights, that's when it gets to be a little risky for Letwick. It was last game that was an issue for him. This time, he's still going in, and he'll take down so many important ones. That was a Nas, and you know how high he was on the leaderboard.
And these guys are in the game every single time. They're taking out these big names. We alluded to these 20th place players possibly rising to the top. They have to overcome these 2 monstrous barriers.
I mean, you know, and it's just going to come down to the final 2 games here. Rifle holding strong at the top, but Deceptos, they're lurking in the waters. You've got Letwick who's on the side. Enough who picked up the Victory Royale is here as well to play the deal, who made it through, which, by the way, sat in the storm forever. Was eating floppers, and then is like, oh, I have to get to the storm? I got crash pads, baby, it's good. So many names are in this race right now.
Yeah, but for me, I'm going to pick Deceptos to make it through in these last 2 games. He has been playing out of his mind, and before that game where he fell after 50th place, for him it was an average placement of 9.67. So I'm going with the Frenchman. Allez les bleus, let's go.
Okay, I'm going to pick a Rifle to stay up top. I feel like being in first is a big deal, and he can hold on and stop these 2 men, no matter where they're from taking that top spot.
All right, I'm going the deal because he has style points, and I like style. Guys, with that being said, we're getting ready to head into the next game, game number 5, here in EU. Sundown Clay, let's throw it your way.
Yeah, boys. Yeah, boys.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. And with just 2 games left to go, it is tightly contested at the top of the leaderboard. The Rifle currently holding a 4-point lead just over Deceptos and Letwick, but plenty of people within striking distance still. We've seen time and time again those victory royales worth right around 19 and 20 points, so anybody can make a play. But Clay, if you're going to make that play, it has to be right now.
You cannot wait any longer. This is it. These are the final moments. There is one more game, but there's not enough points on the lobby for you to make that play if you wait to the final moment. So you need at least 2 games to write the miracle run, the miracle story that we've seen a lot of players do. Will Rifle be able to make that happen? Noah Riley trying to make his run up the top of the leaderboard as well. Rifle, though, is relatively uncontested other than he's got 2 people there. But with the way Frenzy's built, you can be contested and never see your opponent.
Yeah, there's so many opportunities for you to break sight lines, get through. You can also see Llama tagged up. Llama 210 over there. Chat calling it out. Everyone, there's plenty of opportunities to get through. A Rifle is going to be super thankful for that. The Llama coming through. It's a big influx of not only materials, but key end game items that really enable you to go through, especially getting that launch pad. But now you can see engagement going on over here with Supremacy's Floki and Flecken. Who will be the better F as they fight it out here? The question will be resolved quickly as the crash pad ends up coming through. Floki putting the pressure down on the Flecken, but nobody necessarily able to connect shots. And as I say that, Floki hits 2 back to back. He says, thanks for the loot. I'll take that epic tactical shotgun and everything else that comes with it.
Bro.
The crash pad shields, all the metal over here on the side, and he's going to be very happy about that.
Floki.
And the guaranteed launch pad that comes out of the rig's vault area.
I think
that
I know why the guys trying to get in front of
that
it.
range where they could make something happen. Now we do
I think
have a replay here of what happened
trying to
Thomas HD running away is going to get tagged up out. I actually have 1 build left, but you can't build
Thomas.
right there. And unfortunately,
guys, I think he died.
Early.
I don't know.
Vestakira taking down what was the 7th ranked player there. So what you care about right now as a viewer, we're keeping an eye on that top left-hand corner. Who in the top 10 is falling and who can remain and keep picking up points, because that's going to set up the story for what the final game is and who's going to have an opportunity. But right now, Bad Sniper needs to be careful. First AR shots come out right away from the Bush Wookiee, trying to set up an ambush, and Bad Sniper going to cover himself up and immediately start burning through that utility because he doesn't want to get pressured down.
He's got to be careful. There's players near I as well. He's got to get out. And this is curiosity. This is kind of what we expect from him at this point. Just going aggressive and going into boxes where he definitely doesn't have the advantage. But his aim is going to be the advantage there for him. He does hit the floor there, but not able to keep tracking that sniper there. The third party comes in, but he's not phased. Shot comes through, and he does end up hitting it. The crash pad going to be used. That player going to get in the box. They're going aggressive. Bad sniper, though, is actually going to pick it up. But what a turnaround.
Great job from Bad Sniper executing, finishing that one out under pressure. He needed that to stay in the running and to stay in contention just outside the top 15 right before that, but hopefully going to be able to potentially make a push, but still a tough day for Kiriachi. Somebody who's either really hot or really cold, and right now sitting at only 7 points after 5 matches. Well, he's looking ice cold.
In contrast, however, someone who's hot, rather, not
Can you
ice
stop
hot.
throwing tomatoes on the screen, please? Is it you?
On fire right now. 37 points. Is in second place, however. His lead did get snatched away from him there, but he does have the tools to do it. He's got a shotgun AR, he's got rotation, and he's got the heals. The question is, this zone, how is he going to play it? Already choosing to base up in a really good spot as well. Does not have a lot of metal, but can extend out to that bridge if he wants to. And this is what happens in these last couple games. If you're near the top, you base up very, very early because you don't want your game being affected by any little thing.
That's the goal, is just to make it into that mid-game, transition yourself, avoid those early games. And if you are just joining us, whether it's on Twitch, Twitter, watch.fortnite.com, YouTube, or in Party Royale, welcome. This is game number 4 of the EU FNCS Solos Finals. After 2 weeks of competition and then heats, this is the top 100 players battling it out, and they have 2 matches left to stake their claim as the best player in Europe, walk away with that top prize pool and also the Axe of Champions. And right now, Gamers Origin Deceptos is in second place, just behind Rifla, who we saw take away match number 3 and have a solid performance in match number 4. But right now, needs to be careful because we've seen what Flois is capable of, and he's right nearby him.
And Deceptos is looking for that elimination and that tag because he hasn't, it seems like, hasn't gotten any tags yet based on where he is in the zone. And definitely will need them with Storm Surge. We won't see it as much in these later games as you saw Kiriachi getting more aggressive, turning more to that Kiriachi from old that we've seen time and time and again. And other players are going to start to do
I don't really see anyone.
They need that pop-off game. They need that game to really set them apart. That's what they're doing. But we've got another replay here from Leslie's perspective as he's on the back foot running.
Is this live in Authority or is this just a replay? I mean, replay. So
unfortunately, you can't take down Jules when there's a carrot lurking nearby.
The coordinated spray there between the henchman and carrot will take down Letlick. He was 3rd place going into this, so still plenty of room for others to move up the leaderboard, but hopping on over with Hen, who was 6th coming into this match, trying to keep an eye on who's on the top of the leaderboard. What are they doing to set themselves up? Because again, this is the second to last match. So
it's a savage. Let's go.
Now, with top 75 ticking over, that's 1 point for everyone left in the lobby. You get a placement point for outlasting the first 25 players, then you get a placement point for outlasting the next 25 players. So that's 50.
Oh my god, Qatar's in our game.
To the top 25, and then it's every 5 players until you're into the top 3. So right now, Hen just trying to settle himself up, make sure he has plenty of material.
Just saying, this is the grand finals.
After this, but he is very far south on the zone, so if zone number 2 does pull northward, it can be a little difficult. However, he's looking to just potentially find tags on rotating players, and he's going to find one there.
And he needs this because he came into the game down, I believe my math's correct, 7 points there. That's a lot of points, especially with
75
the low amount of
people
eliminations
alive.
that we've seen Hidden get. Not really one to be up there in the average elimination category, but he's got it. We got number 3 went down, number 7 went down. And in 6th place coming into this game has got an opportunity to really solidify.
I still can't believe it hit me at Party Royale before.
Performance in the qualifier where he ended up getting 2nd place, and we're like, oh, that's not the Hidden that I know, but an ambush being set up shows that Hidden has got the ability to do it, and you can't build a wall there. He's got to be careful. Snipe.
Oh!
Unfortunately, forgot about that.
That charge shot really got him the kill, actually.
Quick reaction time from Hidden.
I mean, it wasn't the charge, it was the AR, but like...
Closing the gap. But the point I was trying to make is that Hidden is here. He
it
is
was the reason.
This is where he can make his name become a legend.
And that's what he's looking to do in a really good job. We talk about how the best players in the world, not just in the region, but at the absolute highest level. Not only are they capable of winning those early game fights and rotating in the late game,
I don't know why
but they're so good
like,
at manufacturing eliminations, setting up these ambushes.
Oh wait, that's the new skin. I just realized.
Notice how Hen was crouched beside the side of the wall. In Cartoon, we talk about taking advantage of rotations there, using the epic sniper rifle, catching Benji out in the open on top of the authority, and sometimes that's all it takes. No warning, nothing whatsoever, except the whizzing of a bullet, and then all your loot dropping down to the ground. Waves Cartoon taking out Energy's Benji Fishy, the fan favorite, the World Cup qualifier, arguably one of the most
nasty snipe.
But he's
that was actually really good.
Time and time again when it comes to these grand finals.
What game is this?
Situations. We saw it back in Season X with MMB, where they kept getting ambushed over and over again, and it's proving true today. But right now, our number one player, Rifle,
like
under all the pressure in the world, and only those 2 minis to get himself back up, and Scram is not letting him heal up at all, not relenting, trying to pressure down and give everyone else a chance to catch up.
Right.
Rifle's got to make a play. Scram is 200 HP, and Rifle can crash pad it in. The box goes through. He's not going to be able to crash pad out, and number one is out of the game. That's really good for Deceptos, who currently in second place right now.
Not only is it good for Deceptos, it's good for every single player in the lobby. Letwick is down in third. Rifle is down in first. What does that mean? It doesn't matter how low on the leaderboard you are. If you can convert a victory royale, that's 14 points without the eliminations. Traditionally, we've seen at least 4, if not 5. That's a 19-point game. Any player who walks away with a victory rocket themselves up the leaderboard, and Tayson's
and he
trying
killed
to
the
do
person.
it, and he does it to Janice himself over in the Steamy Stack side. The duo and trio partners, they played together time and time again, but there is no love lost in solos. It doesn't matter who you're fighting against. At the end of the day, with 2 matches left, when your back is against the wall and that Axe of Champions is on the line, when you've seen the number one player go down, you're taking every fight at 100%, and Tayson cleans up the FNCS Invitational winner. No problem there.
A beautiful display of skill there from Tayson. Says, you know what? All is fair and love is war. I'm taking you down. I'm getting it. As a reminder, there's $800,000 on the line here today. One elimination could separate you from a certain placement threshold on that overall leaderboard, and that could be the difference between some big amounts of money. And so no one wants to go out just sitting there not taking engagement or having to think about, oh, that one elimination would have put me there. Deceptos, however, in second place right now, but first place, third place, seventh place are all out of the game. Nas still in the game from what we know. Fadil's still in the game from what we know. And Hen's still in the game from what we know. There's still a chance for him to be challenged. But this is great for Deceptos, because if he can just make it to a top 5, he's already going to eclipse the points that Rifle had. So any eliminations and any placement past that will be so good for him.
Yeah, and you can see what Deceptos is doing right now is he's hanging out inside of his box, and then he's editing the cone in the top. What that allows you to do, as opposed to other structures, you can see out the top of that cone. You can kind of scout out the information around you. He's trying to figure out where the priority is, and once the zone does reveal, he's going to move a little bit more inland from that outside. He knows he doesn't want to be right on the edge, but he also doesn't want to move too far center, as he wants to set himself up for that 4th and 5th zone positioning. As now we're going to swing on over the farm. And a number of players here, Lecce, Ardit, Mongrel, and Noah Riley, all posted up right on top of this barn, and also right on the edge of that next safe zone.
He's got a shockwave launcher that has been doing very well. I think 3 out of the 4 games the player has won with actually using it. That last game we saw it actually get defeated there. Question is, will Noah be able to reign supreme with it? With only 27 builds, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. He's got to get this elimination down below. Dropping through the rafters, though, will give him an opportunity to get a shot, but it misses. As a third party coming through, Noah Riley suddenly finds himself in a situation he does not want to be in, and the quick edits out will return him to the high ground, but there's not much to work with here. He's already farmed it all out.
Yeah, and he's going to now start breaking those builds. You saw they were already damaged, just trying to get as much wood without actually converting over, but he is quite literally right on the white line of the zone with so many sharks in the water right around him. You saw Mongraal saying, nope, I'm getting out of there. And if Mongraal's rotating away from the situation, you probably don't want to get stuck in it either. But Noah Riley, if anybody has the loadout to make it work, it's him with the mythic weaponry, particularly in close quarters. You have so many options available to you. And that mythic charge shotgun hits so hard, and it's Lexi who he hits so hard. 12 HP being the difference, and then immediately boxes, edits himself up, and he's going to pop those shields, get the med kit off, and try and defend. But no, only one mini he's able to get off. Again, going to break away and just going to opt to use the shockwave launcher to create some space, use some natural cover there, and the ramp that was pre-built to hopefully now pop that med kit. But Clement is nearby, just cone camping.
That was too close for comfort there for Noah Riley. Got that Elam, but not as many matches he was hoping for it, and hopefully able to continue his streak going through. But now we're on board here with Rezon. Same kind of situation. A lot to work with in the inventory, but not a lot of match. And look, he's looking to set up. Oh, crash pad in the top. Will he get in? No, the cone's going to prevent it, but he's all the way in. He doesn't care. This player being a little bit too careful with their builds, and they wanted that drop, and they're not going to be able to get it as Rezon going to get the drop on them as they're continuing the crash pad. Crash pad in, trying to get the player out, and shots go through, and PCH going to go down yet again.
Really good job from Reason there to hound that fight out, saw all of the excess loot that was coming in there, knew if he was able to close that out, he'd be able to just kind of advance himself into the game. And notice too, he pulled that fourth zone. He's right on the edge of that, so he should be looking to see how many extra materials he was able to pick up from PCH there and just build himself a nice little base, expand out, get deeper into that zone, and then own all of that territory possible, make it harder for people to rotate back over. Because now we're going to swing on board here with Hen, who was 6 coming into this match. Another big opportunity for him to rocket up the leaderboard with his teammate Rifla going down.
He's got to make a very, very good slate of decisions in front of him. When does he rotate? Does he rotate now? If you look, he's got a good white line there. Only one player standing between him and that. And he's actually going to choose to go around to the top. But he assumes that there's not that many players coming this way because it came from Simi. But look how many arrows assume that as well. And so, unfortunately, he's got a lot of players this area. He's trying to set up an ambush, but nobody is going to fall for it. Kane is going to be the one nearest there as he does get some shots.
All right, crazy endgame coming right at you.
All right. Have to get creative on this next piece of the rotation because Kane's going to sit in the cone. He's got to realize that, and he does. He puts the ramp. He knows immediately that that cone in the middle of all these builds is a little bit fishy.
It's a little bit fishy. You can also tell as soon as it enters that edit state, it's no longer that fully built. If you see a non-fully built cone, you have to be wary of it. But that player trying to catch an advantage of Hen, and Hen says, joke's on you. Welcome to the chicken coop. I'm the boss here. Takes him down. No problem closing in on that second placement threshold. But Hen trying to catch up and take over that #1 spot, being the top legend. But now on board, one of the favorites is Rezon, who has had a relatively decent performance today, just on the outside of the top 15 coming into this game, but it's not been the consistency we've seen out of him in the heat stage.
126
finding it a little bit harder to cement himself in those consistent top 15s and top 10s that he was so well known for during the qualifiers.
And every day you play Fortnite, somebody gets better, somebody improves, and somebody comes out of nowhere, and you've got to be on top of that. And for some of these players, sometimes, you know, it doesn't end up working out that way because of the RNG factor. It was unfortunate to see him go down there as we see a fight happening between Wolfies and Serenity Swaps as Rezon going to look to get some third parties there, is actually shooting through an open edit there, not shooting through a wall, as he does get some tags onto Swaps, as Swaps is dropping down onto Wolfies, and Wolfies is actually going to fall.
And we've seen this time and time again. We kind of talked about it. Wolfies is really good when he's the aggressor, but he can kind of be taken advantage of and go back on him, and that's what we've seen.
Oh, he got
a
scar.
Again. And
a
that's
gold
kind of
one
what
too.
European Solos is about. Like, yes, you can be good when you have all the tempo, but pretty much every other one of these players is good at playing high tempo. As Reason identifying the fact that fight had been resolved, immediately crash pads over.
How many people is
able to pick that one up. Now he has 3 players worth of loot over on the side with priority on zone. He's going to be somebody to keep an eye on to potentially take advantage of the fact that 3 of the players in the top 7 have already fallen. Tayson, another player we want to keep an eye on. He was top 10.
Oh,
right into this. He's able to pick up Steelix with just 1 HP to spare before that Siphon ends up coming through. And that's a 2-point swing as we hit top 50.
And he finds the extra minis as well. This is so good. He gets the flopper off. He's going to have minis to refill the ones that he's trying to take. And he finds a good path to zone as well. This was very, very clutch in getting into this endgame. Had he not found that, he would have been very, very much in shambles. Freeze on nearby. Mwaka there as well. We get Nebby.
There's Mr. Savage.
Mr. X as well. Advises there. A Savage now in this endgame as well. 17 points.
He's wearing the dummy
so he needs 2 back-to-back perfect games to get to that top.
Yeah, and it's somebody who's very good at executing in the mid and the late game. We've seen time and time again 100 Thieves, Mr. Savage, and we've also haven't seen as much as we did before. The peppers in play. When you eat those peppers, you get a huge move speed boost, and it lasts for a minute. So when you get in these late game circles, it gives you a lot more options and a little bit more versatility when you're in these fights. And right now, Savage doesn't have one activated, but using the crash test dummy, hoping to avoid an explosion right here and potentially be the one to cause a little bit of demolition derby. Gonna drop in the box, finds the first shot, finds the second, can't quite convert right now. 5 HP, taken down. Mr. Savage, 17.
It's a soccer.
Going to be on the outside looking in when it comes to contesting for the top spot. Both him and Benji, 2 of the fan favorites, effectively eliminated from that Axe of Champions competition. But want to know who's not? E11 Tayson up on the high ground right now, just raining shots down in that full-built metal base and using the ramps around the side to cut off any angles on players who might punish him. And a great
this guy's definitely on controller.
Smudge, then converting afterward, then right away popping the crash pads and trying to head over towards that player to potentially scoop up whatever he can get as we close in on top 40. That's placement points going over in the next rotation, moving out.
And what a stark contrast where we saw him on the low ground, had high ground all of a sudden, and now
so many people are dying.
After elimination on 3 now, looking to pick up number for that player. No shields remaining, no builds remaining as well. That's going to be Young Bob going down. Tayson now looking for elimination number 5. Not going to be able to get it. He's got a good amount of match as well. 2 crash pads remaining in the inventory. So he can make it into zone number 7 and 8. It pulls away from him. He's going to look for any eliminations that he can. Top 30. He decides, you know what, I'm going to get ahead of zones, then look back, because that is the best way to find these eliminations, as players are not paying attention to the head of zone.
62.
Top 25 taking over. Hen does go down there as well. There's a player who's contending towards the top. But Tayson, the winner of Heat 2, trying to push forward and cement his spot. He is now tied Rifla, who is the leader coming into this. This is his opportunity to take over the front spot. And notice what he's doing so well is he's tarping out and he's using the full builds and he's staying towards the front part of the zone. And then he doubles back right here, looking for
there's so many guys targeting that one guy. He was just spraying in mid-air.
You turn eliminations in by doing this because he knows he's safe and he can continue moving on a horizontal level while also harassing his opponents. 20 ticks over now. Tayson going to continue contributing there. 43 points
he's in
to
storm.
11 player.
And he goes into sort of crash.
This guy's playing like Epic Read. He's wearing all of its Epic Read word in the dream hack. He's crash padding and stuff.
But 18 players remaining. He's going to have to make a play, and he's already looking for high ground. He's second high right now, but the drop down going to ensue.
He didn't get 20
there to Milan. The shot's going through. Tayson getting challenged, but he's going to get an elimination
6
there.
kills.
Again, now on 6th elimination. Bayon going to go down. Flopper Michael going to fall as well.
And you can see Mongrel up on the high ground.
Mongrel, let's go!
Everyone else
on height.
In between Scram still
Come
up
on,
in this lobby.
Come on, Mongrel.
Milan, Cartoon up as well. Frenzy Fishy dipping back into the storm. That's the flopper.
Who's in
storm?
Going for a late
high ground take right now, and he's trying to push forward. Frenzy Fishy up on the high ground, but now dropping back in. This is the box-to-box fight. He's able to pick it up. That is a huge elimination reason right over the side, but it's all Tayson all the time. 9 eliminations pushing forward for top 5, and he's saying right now, I can cement this #1 spot.
Oh,
I can take
top
away the
3.
game. I can make you chase me in
Has
game
Mongrel
number 6.
died, or
As
is
he
he
closes
not?
in for top 3,
No.
and he's still hunting. He has
Oh,
that mythic charge
I think it's
shotgun. He
Mongrel.
says, I'm not just a
I
shockwave
think it's
player.
Mongrel left.
11 eliminations.
Come
2
on.
of the players go down.
No,
and it's
Mongrel
Reason,
died.
arguably the strongest solo player, wire to wire, against what is the strongest
All right,
solo
come on,
player
Ethan.
on the day right now
If
in
it's-
E11's
if it's
Tayson.
not Mongrel.
Tayson up on the high ground, Reason on the low ground, and that little bit of
Tayson.
Old Man Mountain. He doesn't have to be too
Tayson.
large, but it's going to burn
Tayson.
Reason through the last of his
Oh.
resources. He's standing up, he's
Oh.
spraying.
Oh.
No builds left.
Oh
and
my
Tayson
God.
converts, and he does so in
12
a monstrous way.
kills.
12 eliminations. Add the 14 points for the victory royale. That's 26 points in match number 5.
Tayson's cracked.
What an insane performance from Tayson.
2
The lead has been
wins.
blown out of the water, and now it's just going to be about who can play matchup. Can Rifla do it? Can Deceptos do it? Or will Tayson take game number 6 as well?
Oh, hi, Ultimate.
My goodness. Tayson,
Yeah, my goodness.
while we're all sitting here running this marathon, this short baby sprint, he's sitting there letting everyone just take off, get that lead. He's like, oh my gosh, no way, everyone's here. They're all running ahead of me. Saves enough in the tank to get the victory royale and the biggest comeback he needed. Ball, what is going on?
It was clinical, man. It was absolutely clinical. It felt like every shot was connecting, and he was making all these quick decisions. There wasn't a time in there where he paused, where he took a second to breathe. He didn't stop at all. Foot on the gas, and he takes it all the way up to the top. What a
That was
performance from
insane.
Tayson.
All right, when's
I
it next
feel like
game?
there was one person on his keyboard and a separate person on his mouse because he was playing movement and aim perfectly, Tayson. And that's why I'm going to say he's 100% first place right now, holding stuff off
Surely.
from everyone else. The question is completely right, though. Who can catch up to him? Because he's a pack leader by so many points. Oh, my goodness.
And there was definitely some
And he is!
instances where
He
this
is
opportunity
on fifth
arises.
place.
We always think of EU, the winners.
got 21
ending up
elims,
coming out
1
in the last
victory.
2
I thought you
games.
said
But
it
something
was
else also interesting is that
58
Tayson
points.
won Heat 2.
Raffler's
And if you think
second.
back to FNCS duos and FNCS squads,
Frenzy Fishy.
both of the winners of Heat
Oh,
2
this-
in
oh, hey,
squads,
Willie.
it was Red Rush,
Hey,
Drobin,
Willie.
Snappy, and Wakey. In duos, it was Andalex and Nate who ended up taking that X of Champions. Now, all of a sudden, it looks like it might happen again.
It's his destiny. It's Tayson's destiny to win this entire tournament, this entire region, and it's been decreed. The question is, can anyone flip the story, flip the switch? Rifle, Deceptos, Hen, Reason. It's their last game to have a stand, have a say in it.
Mongrel,
XP's Thomas,
17th.
I mean, if Tayson can do it, if he can be at this spot, 20th place, 30th place, and shoot all the way up, any of
Surrender.
these guys could too.
Bruh,
They
you're
all have
such
the capability.
weirdo.
Again, we talk
You're
about
such a
this
weirdo.
quality factor. These guys have made it here. They have fought through the gauntlet. They have what it takes to cement that win. They just have to make it happen. 1 game left. We thought it's all, Rifle is at the top. And there's no way. And suddenly Tayson said, no, everyone stand aside. My time is right
Hey,
here, right
looking
now.
at
And
my
that's what these
book.
guys need to do.
And don't forget, in the Invitational, it was Janice, Tayson's duo partner, but all of a sudden it seems like the skills have transferred because Tayson has not stopped this weekend. He stands above and beyond the rest of 16 points. But if you looked at that top leaderboard, there's a big question, right? Because we were saying, oh, it's Deceptos, oh, it's Rifla, oh, these guys, Latwick has an opportunity. But I talked about conversion last time you guys saw me, and all of a sudden those guys fell. They dropped like flies. Absolutely every single one of them ended up dropping and gave Tayson and so many others the opportunity. But it feels like Tayson took
So
and
that
shouldered all the
Aquaman's
opportunity
weird as
from everybody
well.
else.
Don't tell me these two are weird.
That is how it goes sometimes, man. We keep talking about it. Those guys at the top, they have to hold on. If they can't,
Are you kidding?
this will happen.
Yeah, I'm going to give you my natural reaction to what I thought this game would look like. Wow, Anas, I'm so hyped and ready for you to be playing this out to get all the way back up to first. And here we go. He gets taken out. Past that, it's fine. We have more predictions in the top 5.
Imagine
right?
he killed him
Latwick,
with 1
He's
HP.
there to hang. He's at authority. He has the power and control.
Oh, yeah,
He's
this
for
is the
shots
exact
and
same
making sure
game.
everything's
Yeah.
looking good for himself. But he gets beamed out too.
It's Carrot, who lurks in the authority again since the Invitational, and he stops Letwick's reign up there, but Rifle had nothing in the tank there against Scram. There was a big shift in player behavior in this game and how they were playing so aggressive. The only guy out of that top 5 who made it towards the end was the Sictos, but a huge shot from Laka out of a peak box to make it count.
And if these jumbo jets of players are not there to rule the skies towards this end game, it's Tayson that takes that flight plan, takes Sword all the way, and takes flight actually into this game and holds down things. Starting off a little bit slow, gets 1 or 2 elims from mid to end game, but then you saw what happened when the zone started to close down. You saw how proficient he was with every decision that he made.
And when you talk about proficiency, how he didn't stop at all in this game, it's because
so
of this new season, because the crash pads actually activate people in mobility to get this far in the game and then do things like this. Tayson finding the moments where players are going to drop in to old bases for where he could find elims.
I don't know why
people are so dropping down, gets another one, and he does not stop.
Every shot he took was still from cover looking out towards the open, so it was literally perfect. There was nothing wrong with what he was doing at all.
That's how we got
Not at all, and even when players start to get aggressive on him, he will respond in kind. He only has a charged shotgun and a burst AR, but he makes it work even close range.
I mean, he won anyway, so I'm not complaining.
Down below, another peak box. He finds another. This is it. Look at this shot. The flick jump onto the player on height, the biggest threat, and Tayson takes him out so fast. Another quick build, and boom.
He actually lands the shot, lands the landing, and then gets hyped with another back-to-back past that. The left peak, followed by the right one as well. Reason had no idea what he was up against, and Tayson was on fire with so much hot momentum. What a performance.
If you blinked, you missed it. Because I don't know where the shockwave launcher went, but he still had Kit's charge, and that's apparently all you need if you're Tayson. I'm getting scared for everybody. 16 points, but also, if he does what we saw in Heat 2, which is back-to-back wins, all of a sudden, this might be over and done with.
I'm reading my notes here. I think I'm seeing there's a new mythic player on the map, and if he's in the end game, if he's near height, this man is winning, so watch out for Tayson in Game 6.
Yeah, bro.
The tone has shifted. Can Tayson hold down that #1 spot, or will someone step up and try to dethrone him?
Yeah,
Let's
like
get ready to get into the last game here in EU. Sundown, Clay, take it away, guys.
Oh, last game. This is all up
Thank
to
you so much, gentlemen, and
Tayson.
It all comes down to this. After 40 possible matches in each weekend, 80 possible during the course of the qualifiers, then the 6 in the heats, then 5 in the grand finals, we have 1 match remaining, in the tail of the tape is E11's Tayson taking out his former duo partner in Steamy Stacks for the first of 12 eliminations to secure the victory royale in a 16-point lead coming into the final match. Clay, can anybody catch him, or is it a wrap?
The only way somebody can catch him is if somebody here in Steamy decides that they want to push and get this elimination. There's somebody nearby as well. It's either Kensel or Janice. We know they land here. They have an opportunity. It's going to be Kensel to shut him down if they want to and go on a run of themselves, but it would
go away. Get this fucking ocean, not me.
We saw last game. Tayson took down Janice. He did not care if they were doing mates. He did not care if they were landing in the same spot. He said, you know what? Nah, this game, I'm going to go on my own little spree. I'm going to write my own destiny.
And that's what it's all about. We talked about it. There's no love lost. It's the solo competition. There is 1 Axe of Champions up for grabs, and everyone is currently chasing Tayson for it. You can see Benji picking up an Elim in the feed there. So who besides E11's Tayson is currently in the running? Rifla sitting in 2nd place at 42 points, needs 16 to close it. He is the closest. And you have Deceptos at 41, Hen at 40, Reason at 40, Badil at 38, Snazy at 38, and then we'll keep Letwick in the conversation as well at 37, that's 21 points back. So that's 7 eliminations plus the victory royale.
And it sounds like a lot because it is, but these players can do it. These players can make the play. We just saw Tayson do just that. But, of course, it's all contingent on if Tayson goes down. If he's able to make it into that top 25, into the top 15, top 10 placement points, then your chances are very, very, very slim of toppling him.
Yeah, the longer he stays in the game, the more that delta closes. And now we're going to swing back on board here. Anos potentially looking to set up a nice little door ambush. We've seen this a number of times before. The reason players will hang out by doors is because a lot of players will either interact with doors right away or have auto interact set. What that means is when they walk up and they open the door, they're unable to take any other action because you're locked out while you're performing that animation. If a player walks in right on the other side of the door, this is Anos looking to manufacture an elimination, and Bitfox might be the one on the other side of it.
He is setting the trap, and the cheese, you got to wonder how tasty it'll be here for Bitfox as he's falling for it. He's walking right in. Anos is going to get the shot. The trap has been sprung. Bitfox down to 23 HP. Anos really needs this elimination if he wants to contest it. Bitfox trying to stay out and run away, but Anos.
Oh, and your FNCS is over. Oh my god.
That's so good. We talked about it last game. We talked about doing everything possible in your power to set it up to be successful, to manufacture these points when you need to climb that grind and get up and catch somebody like Tayson, where every single point matters. We can see some early shots coming out here. Can he potentially find the tags, convert it into elimination? And looking on the bottom right-hand corner, nobody's really threatening even remotely close to him right now.
Indeed, and this is what you want if you want to get that first place. Says he's just going to get gifted an elimination on the handy.
I missed that. That was a long shot,
so huge. Every single point pushing him that much farther up, and it reminds me so much of Booga during the Solo World Cup when he threw a couple of rifle shots there in the final game. Was able to pick up an elim, and he just laughed to himself. Tayson gotta be laughing to himself right now. If you're in Party Royale, hit him with that hee-haw emote. Let him hear the donkey laugh, because that's what Tayson has to say after throwing one singular AR bullet. But you saw him looking at it. You knew there was a
Tayson is literally getting gifted here.
That's what makes the best player in Europe just the best. You've got to throw those shots over there.
And we also need to point out, yes, this is for first place as well. That is a goal everyone is playing. But everybody's going to get money for just coming here and making it here today.
It's wearing the exact same as skin
as the 100 best solo players in the European region. Found out I said it. This is the most played in, most competitive region of the world, and it's not going to be easy to just even make it here. So Slender and Kezik, while they are fighting it out, and while one of them may fall here, they have done so much just to get here, to get their moment right here on the screen. As Kezik is turning to fight in his favor. The pistol being used. It's breaking through the build, and Slender unfortunately gonna fall there.
Oh, I did Charlie D'Amelio on him.
Again, this is the top
Charlie D'Amelio on Slender.
1% of players. This is the best
Watch
of the best
be out my window right now.
Absolute best. And they're competing against her after a grueling qualifying and heat process is now on board with Wolfie as the second place in the Duo World Cup, but having a tough run of it today on the opposite side of AR Bafo, who we've seen a number of times more than capable of taking these fights. So it should be a good little battle right here, but Wolfie's continuing trying to play the aggressor. We talk about his rough day, only 8 points after 5 games, and doesn't want to be sent out here, wants to have at least some form of a stamp on this game, even if it is just as a spoiler.
5 health.
5 HP.
Oh, and your FNCS is over by
out of the competition at just a measly 8 points coming over.
Baffle.
And AR Baffle is someone that has kind of come into that WT role and kind of taken it over for a lot of these players. And right there, someone who was
I bet I was so annoyed he's right in front of me.
Forward back a couple of months ago. Right now, falling just a little short again. He was coming off an injury.
Yes.
Not in his full form there. But still, what a performance by Wolfies to just make it here today and put those 8 points up. Rezon, however, one of those players that
wait, I'm gonna get up there,
actually. Again, you would need Tayson to go down before placements points started being divvied out. If he goes down in top 76, that is good for Rifle, good for Rezon. But the likelihood of that happening are very, very slim.
Especially because we saw Tayson early on grab whatever loot and mats he can and then just sprint towards the center zone. that first round of placements will be falling over in with just 4 more players going down, so a little bit quicker of a pace here. As you can tell, everyone trying to push it a little bit, get a couple of eliminations, get a couple placement points, try and move your way past that next player, maybe get a pay upgrade. And if you're hanging out for the first time watching us in Party Royale and you're not necessarily used to competitive Fortnite, first of all, welcome. Thank you for joining us. You might be wondering, hey, how do I get involved with this? How do I play in these matches? How did these players get here? Well, the first step is to go in and play in the arena. That is where you'll be able to earn hype, which is where you're gauged and then placed into different levels of play. You can end up getting into contender, and then you're up into champion, which will allow you access to different tournaments depending on where you're ended up placing. All of these players have grinded to the highest level, which is that champion level, which then grants access to certain cash cups as well as the FNCS. Then you can compete in those open tournaments to try and make the final rounds, which guarantee qualifications into the heats. And then after these heats, which were played on Friday and Saturday, you get the grand final. So again, when we talk about that 0.001%, these players have done it all, and they're very much so at the top of the game. 74 left, so 1 point going down to everyone, and that includes Taysom.
It also includes Rifla as well as Reese on there. Thomas HD picking it up. Janice nearby as well. Thomas has got to be very careful here. If he is being a little bit too greedy, farming up a little bit too much too soon, he could start to go down as Janice is going to look to take him down. The builds are just not building there for him as he does take a lot of damage. 62 HP. He does have the RPG in his inventory, so he could turn that around if he gets the opportunity to, but he's got to be careful. Janice being aggressive. RPG out. It's going to hit the tree, but it doesn't do any damage. 27 HP. He's trying to side jump, but the ramp going to cut him off there. As Janice continuing to pressure up, Thomas HD is getting WG'd, and Janice is going to be the one to take him out.
Thomas's attempt at a run will go down there. He was 12th trying to enter in here. We had talked about it. We'd hyped him up. We'd shown just how good and accurate he could be, but ran into Janice there, the FNCS Invitational Champion, in a tough 1v1. Again, it would have been an outside chance looking in, but now there is no chance as his FNCS is over. He's just hoping he can hold on to whatever spot in the top 20 as he's going to drop down from where he is right now after only picking up a singular point there. But now back on board with Flois, who has that hunting rifle out. He's looking to catch a cheeky headshot here right around the corner.
Flois. He's setting it up. He's getting so close. He's waiting for the opportunity to get it, taking his time, and he does it, but it's a body shot, not a headshot. Unfortunately, that will give him the pressure, though, that he needs to do. He's got
splash.
Set it up into the box. He goes with that player new.
He gets
the diagonal box out, gonna come through, and Flois not able to capitalize on that elimination. He was so sneaky when it mattered the most, but unfortunately, only the body shot coming through from him. But he gets tagged up by a third
Flois
party.
gets lasered.
The body shot rather is gonna push him. It's going to be Kylix going aggressive, and Kylix needs elimination as well. Move into the upper echelon of prizing, and Flois is just looking to try to make a run.
Flois only has about 50 health.
Flashback comes through, and
middle
out on top.
Tries to enter the bounce house, but unfortunately a little too much for that one.
But he isn't stunned though. He
has
a launch pad.
And it was Kylix who was the bouncer, pulling him out, ending his FNCS run. No attempt for heroics here from Flois, but peeking back on over. Again, Tayson, match number 5 winner, 26 points in that game overall. Currently had a 16-point game there. You can see Tayson now holds the largest lead between first and second all weekend so far. So it's just an act of holding on. And even then, if he goes down here, it's going to take a heroic effort from somebody in the top 10 to not only convert on a victory royale, but pick up a number of eliminations to even come close to matching that 12 elim victory royale we just saw. And currently sitting on 60 points, it looks like this might be a victory lap for him.
It looks that way indeed, but he's set up in a very awkward spot. He's got a player held out of zone. He's also got 2 players on the mountain behind him. As Janice picking up another elimination there onto Sapphic. Tayson, though, is the story of the day. Can he hold the lead? The largest lead we've seen in between first and second. And he's looking to make it even larger here with this elimination. But someone else being
guy rushes even more.
Some shots over towards Kylix.
Why am I jumping, by the way?
Not peeking, is waiting for the right time to make his move and to make that striking distance and close it. We'll have to wait and see if he's going to be able to stay alive or get that elimination. There's Stacey now sitting in this box looking for the same amount of eliminations as he's going for shots all around players. He needs a miracle run. He needs, I believe, 21 total points, and so he could do it. We saw Tayson do it, but it would need to be in an impressive game.
But again, don't forget, we've talked about it time and time again. It's not just the number
the
one spot. Yes, the Axe of Champions and all that clout is great, but because Tayson is occupying so many of those points, everyone else who's in 2nd to 10th right now, each one of their interactions against each other is going to matter in terms of the placement, in terms of the money you end up walking away with. And also, man,
You're such a weirdo.
Or 7th or 6th, right? Like that battle for 2nd place and who can capitalize on this opportunity is still.
You're such a weirdo. Oh my god, this is definitely Fernando or something.
Able to go from 66 to 6 with a singular 7-game victory royale in the final moment. Will we see some similar?
Yeah, exactly. Stop being weird.
Charge up the leaderboard and push themselves in the top 5, while Tayson is just doing his best to avoid all conflict, because he knows the longer he holds on, the more likely he is to raise that axe at the end.
You actually like that?
And just a reminder.
Oh my god, people are weird in this world.
Is an increase of $10,000. So if you are Rifla, if you are Deceptos, that's what you're looking for.
Where is that
thing? Get up in there as well, up until that gap in between 1st and 2nd, where it's about a $25,000 increase. There's still a lot of money on the line looking for these players to grab, and I'm very concerned right now. Kylix with this hunting rifle is shooting shots over to Tayson. This is not looking good. If Tayson does not get out of the situation, Kylix should get the snipe onto him, and the pressure is coming through. Will Kylix hit it? Will he hit the shot that will end Tayson's run? His shots are coming through. 129 effective HP in a very bad spot. Everybody knows he just got tagged up as well. Will he be WQ'd by Kylix here? The pressure come through, and Kylix is going in. The crash pad's going to be used, but Kylix is very low HP, 66 HP there. Tayson may be too aggressive here. He's got the hunting rifle. He could
Kylix is getting spread.
If he does, it would need to be perfect. He's going to look for it. He's going to look for it. Tayson is down at 60 points.
Tayson smelt blood in the water with Kylix pinned against the outside of the zone, but Kylix says, let's open up the floodgates. Let's give the opportunity
to somebody to have first place one too.
Number 1 is down. I repeat, number 1 is down. E11's Tayson has been taken out at 60 points. That's the line we're looking at. Can anybody possibly catch him? Who's in the conversation? Is going to take the victory royale and much, much more. But all of a sudden, this game has so much more tension on it as the victory lap has been canceled early. He pulled up, and now can anybody else close that gap? Enos doing his best right there, picking up an elimination.
This is insane.
Rotation to go before he gets into the zone.
Give that guy some credit. Oh my god.
They're not going to let him get there easy. They're not going to let an easy rotate come out. So he does have crash pads and launch pads there. What's concerning for Enos is the amount of AR in his inventory. Now, if he knows
so up to Raffler now if he can regain that first, because this is final game.
Enos is going to be very, very, very hungry for placement. He's just going to look to try to set up in a good spot, but right on the edge of zone, there's going to be players looking for him.
Is he getting sandwiched? Yeah, he is.
That's there. Going to protect him for a little bit.
I feel bad.
He's running out of hard mats, and you see the wood being built there. He's got to be careful. Carton setting up nearby as well. Question is Rifla still in a good spot to contend as well? There's so many players that are on the cusp of taking this game away from Tayson. It is going to be so, so close.
But don't forget, the line is 60 points, so while they're close, they need a lot. Tayson had a monumental performance in last game, and Enos is trying to double it up right now. We talk about it. It's going to take all the skill, a little bit of luck, and a bunch of
57
right
people
there.
alive.
Shots coming through, but not going to be able to find the loot afterwards. So who are we looking at who can potentially close it if they win the game? Rifle is in the conversation. Deceptos, Hen, Reason, Vadil, Snazy, Letwick, Frenzy Fishy, and Enos. Any of those players, if they're still up, gaining eliminations and gaining points, are slowly going to be shrinking.
Raffle, it's all up to you. I know you're nervous. Stop shaking.
Left of their name in their HP pool, as well as the top left, for any of those guys going down or picking up points. Circle 4 is revealed, and pretty much everyone has already established themselves. So we're going to wait,
and
we're going to roll the dice and see
then.
where circle number 5, that half-in, half-out zone that triggers the initial use of utility, where does it pull? And which one of these key players can capitalize on the position and the opportunity they're given. This is the final game. There is 4 storm zones left after this.
It is.
52
Final
players
game,
up.
4 storms
Number 1
left,
is
right?
down. Can anybody catch him, or will Tayson's lead be enough to just barely edge him over the top? There's the zone on the far west side, Clay.
And Rifle has no mobility. He's got to make a play. Reminder, AR Baffo is right nearby Rifle. If he gets too aggressive,
he has a pistol, bro.
Early, Baffo will strike. We've seen
Why?
him pop out of
Why are you meaning whenever you like bugger, like literally whenever you're second place and you have a chance?
Soon he's got to go up. Exactly. He's got to follow that path that was
Maybe he just
him.
didn't find
an
AR.
If he doesn't, he's going to get capitalized. But there's Baffo's moving. Baffo's moving behind. Shots come through. Down 131 HP.
If I get
needs to get out of this one. Sniper is out. Baffo is rotating there as well. He realizes that Crash Pad is going to be used. Chuck's He's got to be careful he doesn't overrepeat this. If a shot comes through that tags the shield, he's got nothing left there. 170 is going to find a launch pad. Is it enough? Is he going to get a shot in the air? 114 shields are broken. Everybody knows. Tag goes
no,
Two is out of the
it was
game.
all up to you.
Twain's picking that one up, saying, no
right,
run
who's
for
third?
you, sir.
No,
you
it's all
must be
up
this
to
tall
him.
to ride the ride, and you will go down. Frenzy Fishy picking up one, so he's going to start moving his way up the leaderboard. We're inside the top 50, so that's another placement point down. Everyone who's contending for Tayson getting those points, he did not. He went down outside of that threshold. Again, the line is 60. Can anybody cross it towards the end? It's up for grabs. If somebody in the top 10 can seize the moment and be the one to lift it up and deny
top
the
50.
E11 player, the Slovenian Lord, that Axe of Champions. And right now, Air Bafo trying to find some space. The 5th zone is closing, which means we have the late game, the full moving coming right after that. And we're over sweaty sand. So tons of natural building in play, excess materials that can come out, but also weird rotational paths.
Oh!
Bafo pushes in,
Bafo is crap.
aggressive play style, and takes out
too.
Floppa Michael.
60 points is what everybody needs to be thinking about right now. That is the number that you need to break. You also need to pick up a victory royale. If you're just going for 60, the 61 points is where you really need to be shooting.
Mongrel and Benji still in this game. Let's go.
I mean,
I want at least one of them to win.
Even with the victory royale, Tayson has the highest eliminations out of anybody in this tournament right now, so he owns that tiebreaker solidly. Now we're going to hop on board here with Deceptos, who's currently below Storm Surge, and we're actually going to need.
This is last game, remember?
So could end up
45 people left.
How fast this zone closes, if everybody prioritizes rotation, and with nobody wanting to drop, you could see that happen. But right now, Deceptos trying to find a pick. This is the final game of the EU FNCS, the final circles. 3 left. Number 1 player is down, and who can catch him? 61 points is what it will take to lift that axe and be the one who walks away with $80,000 in the end. And it's all about if you can catch Tayson.
Deceptos 10 looking to do it. 42, 43 points each. They are very, very close. Hen now going up. He doesn't have a lot of HP. He's going to need to find something. Crash Pad's being used, trying to build to keep a little bit of a mid-ground chart, but not going to be able to do it. Benji making a run to just try to separate his game and try to get as many placement points and move himself up the leaderboard as he can, because he's out of contention for the Action Champions. AR Bafo there as well. Mongrel in this game. Scram going down. Hen trying to make something happen. Jane is going to go down. Mongrel going to fall as well as Orange. Hen picks up another elimination. This could be his run as well, but it's going to be very, very close.
Wow.
Storm Surge will turn off there as we have the top 30. Janice picking up an elim there. But Hen, if he wants the win, he needs to put his foot on the gas, right? The placement points aren't just enough. The victory
25 people.
We saw Tayson
24.
12 elims.
Bro,
Every one of those
going
elims was a point that pushed him farther up. And while being still in the game gives you opportunity.
23.
You want to seize the moment and you want to say your best of the best.
22, 21.
You have to be pushing people. You have to be
20, top 20.
There's only 19 elimination points available people right now. You have to start finding them. Top 20, so the placement points are ticking down right now. And Hen, completely out of builds, needs the elimination just for the refresher. He's doing his best, making this a platform
people
game.
remaining. 18 people, and now it's about to be 17 because this guy's one hit.
And he gets taken down. Top 15 taking over and looking at the names of the lobby. I think only Frenzy Fishy has a chance, and I don't think he has enough elims this game going through. Tayson is going to be your FNCS solo champion, but it's about who can get that second place right now. If they're able to push forward here, theoretically could eliminate every single player in the lobby and go for it, but we talked about it.
Yes,
you have to be pushing the pace. Instead, he's saying, okay, I understand Tayson has that W. I know he's probably going to take the first spot, but if I can stay in this lobby, I'm going to pass other players. Everyone else has gone down, and now he's dropping in 112 on the first one, but he gets walled off.
This guy's low. 13 people left.
Up vertically and not into the box.
10, top 10, 9 people.
49. Now it's all about pride. The final victory royale in beating the person next to you, getting a little bit more of a payday in the final game here.
And Bafo could get that. He's at 40 points. We saw Deceptos go down with 49. This could be a second place run for Bafo. The Stroke trying to make something happen there as well. 4 eliminations here for AR Bafo. Eliminations
final game to get points.
On that high ground.
And it's top 6.
Shot coming through for Shoki down very, very low. Has to box on up. Twain's doing that. Name dropping down.
Really low.
Just make something happen.
There's a guy in Storm that's right behind him. This guy's got zone advantage, but he's really low. Oh, and then, the clutch!
Elimination comes through. Bafo trying to make something happen as well. Dropping down to the outside, going around the boxes, is going to find some loot.
Drinks his minis, drops down to all the action. Top 3.
6 and number 7 as more people are
1v1. And Bafo.
Elimination for the victory royale, but I don't think he's going to get second. I think he's going to take third.
That was
insane. Push from Bafo at the end. We talked about it, how every interaction will matter. And while E11's Tayson is the best player in Europe for this season, walking away with the AXA champions, the 80 grand, and all of the clout, Bafo takes game number 6. He'll rocket himself up the leaderboard. He'll earn a nice little payday in the clutch moments, and you can see there just how good Tayson was today. 22 eliminations, averaging a placement of 27th, but the big play was that 12 elimination victory royale in game number 5.
What an
Tayson,
way
let's
to
go.
secure yourself at number 1 spot. It was dicey towards the end, but I think we all knew that Tayson just had to stay alive just a little bit, and he did that. He walked away as a victory.
A heroic effort from Bafo, who was 26 before that, but where will he end up?
Where did the ninja guy go?
We're going to throw it back on over to Zeke, Bala, and Shia.
Anyway, we have your FNCS champion, Tayson, with 60 points, 1 victory.
And absolutely incredible casting on the day. You guys were so on point with these calls. I mean, it did come down to the wire, and for sure, Tayson is the FNCS champion. And now we'll walk away with the Axe of Champions. Now, of course, big props, but now we take a little bit of a turn
mean he
here
wins
and look at
5
everyone
mil?
else. Second between 5th, because placing up there is a pretty considerable amount of money.
Yeah, and to get there, how things were, all the way till the final second, the final shot, the top 10 switched up. So, looking at what it is now, after Game 6, after this grueling process for Europe is over,
that's £80,000 in the bag.
$80,000.
So
at 10th is Anas still holding on. 7,000 for him. 41 points. But look at the names in between.
There's so much to break down on this page. First off, of course, Tayson winning.
Ooh,
and Janice had won the last invitation. That is his former duo partner. So they've got to be feeling good after back-to-back, basically, championships from them. Tayson at 60 points, but Deceptos held on. That final moment, it looked like he was going to go for it. But unfortunately, he fell just a little short, but enough to propel himself and hold on to that second place. And then in third, this was the man who rose up in the final game. 19 points. He was way below. Sundown said 26th place. He went from $2,000 earned that you can see basically on this page all the way up to $45,000.
That is such a huge boost. And also, to boot, AR Bafo, Deceptos, Twains, people in the top 10, two of them, second and third place. This is their first Grand Finals appearance, and what a big appearance and a performance it was. Like, man, no practice in these types of lobbies, no real experience on the big stage, and they pulled that out? Unprecedented.
Yeah, absolutely, but it was a battle all the way through. Vadil, Nate, Letwick. Letwick did so well in those early moments, but unfortunately falls out of the top 10.
Yes, it was.
Still, solid performance from all these guys. Qualifying for the grand finals and then getting up to this top 20 is definitely something to be proud of. And there were so many moments that we remember from these guys, from Mongrel throughout the season, from Snipe today in the grand finals, from Flois in that very first game. He owns that 21st spot. $2,500 earned from him.
Yeah, these guys had such amazing memories made in the heats. One person here today as well who had a win, Slender. I feel like he's one of my favorite players coming out of Europe that I really haven't been able to watch before. He showed us his prowess in every single stage of the tournament, especially in grand finals with that win that he had. $2,500, 24th place and a few points to boot. Very good performance from him.
And just generally, great performances across the board. You know, we cannot stress this enough. This is the top 100 players in the region. They have the bragging rights. They are allowed to say, I made it to the grand finals of the FNCS. After a grueling gauntlet, I stood at the top. Now, of course, Tayson will hold the axe of champions for now. But for everyone else here, they can truly say they are the cream of the crop.
And I think one thing that these guys are going to look forward to now is the solo season wraps for EU. Obviously, they're going to, watch the rest of this too, because we got NA East coming up next with some very interesting storylines too. But for now, they get to take a breather, relax a little bit as we head up into the next
2 hours. There's no way I'm watching
after that, because I know people are excited.
Yep, and now we're looking at how things look after the heats in a top 100 stack lobby in a region that's what people say is the best to watch, the best to see. So definitely going to see the changes over in NA East, and definitely going to take a slight breather to see and catch up on those games too.
Well, Shy put it best. Guys, that's it for Europe, but don't forget we are back later to wrap up NA East and crown an FNCS champion there. Till then, Fortnite fam, we'll see you guys on the Battle Bus.
Oh my god. Bro. That was so intense. Woo! Oh my god. What? That was crazy. I can't believe I witnessed that, in fact. If you guys enjoyed this live stream and enjoyed the FNCS, my reaction, please make sure to smash a thumbs up and subscribe to I would really like to hit 10 subscribers. Right now I'm at 8 because I do care. But yeah, all this news, my god. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Yeah, bro. See you guys in the next one. Let's go. Tyson.